Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the FCT brief. The political atmosphere is heating up ahead of August 2025 by-elections. A major development is now generating ripples across political spectrum. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has officially rejected candidates presented by the Julius Abure-led faction of the Labour Party. At a briefing held in Abuja, INEC cited internal party disputes and legal uncertainties as the basis for its decisions. According to the Commission, the list of candidates submitted by the Abure-led faction failed to comply with guidelines stemming from recent court rulings and party regulations. Reacting swiftly, Julius Abure described INEC's decision as biased and unacceptable. He insists that his leadership remains the authentic voice of the Labour Party, vowing to challenge the Commission's position in courts.
The development has further exposed the deepening rift within the Labour Party. With court cases pending and party leadership in dispute, the road to August by-elections could become even more turbulent. Meanwhile, other political parties are capitalizing on the confusion. With Labour Party's participation hanging in the balance, rival candidates have intensified their campaigns across affected constituencies. As the countdown to the August 2025 by-election continues, all eyes are now on the courts, INEC, and the divided leadership of the Labour Party. Whether a resolution will be reached in time remains to be seen. And Kennedy Ahanotu is the national youth leader of the Labour Party, and he's live with us here in the studio. It's good to have you once again in our studio this morning.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Well, let's discuss the matter at hand. The omission of the Labour Party candidates in the by-election has stirred quite a controversy. I would like to ask, do you think that your internal party leadership crisis is taking a toll on the party that has influenced this decision by INEC?
Thank you so much. Definitely there is no family or group of people that crisis do help. Crisis in every ramification has a way of impeding success and sustainable growth in every organization. The crises that have lingered, I must tell you, have affected the progress of the Labour Party in terms of a lot of things that we planned out to do as a political party. And the recent one being the rascality that is coming out from the Independent National Electoral Commission. Because this is not the first time INEC is doing this part. INEC have done it severally, and it didn't go well with them because eventually they have to be called to order. INEC does not have the powers to choose leadership for every political party in Nigeria. The same way court says that they don't have the jurisdiction, they don't have the power. INEC don't have the power. What they do is they regulate. And in regulation, it's not a strict regulation, it's an advisory regulation. INEC government activities is not done with verbal explanation. It does with correspondences. At what point, the question should be, at what point did INEC fail to recognize the party leadership? Or is it that if anybody wakes up tomorrow and goes to agitate in INEC, and INEC will begin to listen to those people without following due process? In every leadership, there are processes, there are procedures. Even if the tenure of a particular leadership is about to elapse, something must happen before that tenure elapses. Those things that must happen in the case of political parties, including conducting a convention, which everybody that is in leadership knows that that is the only way that his position will be sustained. That convention was conducted. Nobody challenged it in court. INEC, on their own, they could explain to Nigerians why they didn't attend that convention. I'm even aware that they collected their flight tickets from the Labour Party for that convention. They accepted it. They promised that they would be there. But eventually, we didn't see them. And the party moved on. And let me tell you, one thing with political parties is that it's a party. People must agree to work together. It must not be in the hand of an individual. It must not be left in the hand of courts. That is why the Labour Party maintains that our candidate in this forthcoming election must be on the ballot. Because you cannot say because of internal crisis. At what point did you now begin to say there is internal crisis? There must be a leadership there's no vacuum in leadership.
Okay.
And till today, till this moment, they still have Barrister Julius Abure on their portal as national chairman. So they must continue to do business with Barrister Julius Abure until they tell Nigerians otherwise. Okay,
now let's put some records straight. You mentioned two things I would like you to respond to. One, you said INEC collected flight tickets from the Labour Party. To explain that, INEC that ought to regulate and oversight is collecting flight tickets from a political party it ought to regulate is a question I need you to explain further. Then the other one is, INEC did not reject your candidates. INEC only said the list submitted by a leader that is in question cannot be accepted. I think so. It's in a way affected your candidate, but it's not the candidate that is the issue. It is who signed that list. To INEC, there's a court judgment, the Supreme Court judgment, that does not recognize that person. So I like you to put those two records.
One, when I say that INEC received flight ticket, the party is a political party that can help to facilitate INEC attendance to that convention.
INEC has its own.
They have their own, but party has a PR. Party can do PR. Party can even buy ticket for the whole media people to attend their convention. It's not a crime. But I'm trying to make you understand that the party did all they could do to make sure that INEC was there. Their rooms, accommodations were provided for. It's not a crime for us to help as an organization facilitate, make people that are coming to participate in our convention feel comfortable. It's not a crime anywhere in the world. So that is by the way, and it's not a subject of conversation, national conversation. The main point is that INEC is saying that the person that submitted a list is not recognized by them, and that the Supreme Court judgment. Can any lawyer in this country come out and give explanation of that Supreme Court judgment to where the court have said, Abure, you are no more the chairman? The question should be, did the person, Nenade Osman, did he even ask the court to declare her a national chairman of Labour Party? Nenade Osman, from day one, never asked the court to declare her national chairman of Labour Party. And if she does that, the court would have thrown it out. What the woman asked the court is that, does the court have jurisdiction to entertain this matter? And court say we don't have jurisdiction to entertain this matter. So does that now confer leadership of a political party to someone that just want to come from the window? No. So if INEC can just help Nigerians, and this is why I feel this is rascality in the highest order. This judgment was given on 4th of April 2025. On 5th of April, Labour Party conducted a governorship primary in Anambra State, if you can remember. INEC supervised that primary that produced our next governor in Anambra State, Dr. George Moralo. Do you know that at some point, we were finding it difficult to communicate with INEC. They almost refused to give us the code for nomination. But eventually, on the last day, we were called from the same INEC. The same Abure was called by INEC, this is a month ago, to come and collect a nomination code. So Julius Abure nominated a candidate that is running an election just a month ago. Julius Abure nominated the governorship candidate in Anambra State. A month after, the same INEC is now saying they will not recognize the same nomination made by the same man. Does he not paint a picture of impunity? Does he not paint a picture of manipulation of the highest order? Does he not paint a picture of inefficiency? Does he not paint a picture that INEC chairman Mahmoud, I will not confer this to all the staff in INEC, but I believe that the INEC chairman, who has been given the role to manage that institution, that is supposed to be a referee, have continuously changed the goalpost at the middle of the game. This happened in 2023. INEC chairman changed a lot of goalposts at the middle of the game. And now again, INEC chairman is now dealing directly with aspirant. Is it done anywhere? Do we have independent candidates? What the roles that political parties are supposed to be playing. INEC chairman is now letting candidates of a political party, nominated by a political party, they are now interacting with political party. Is it not impunity?
Well, it's quite interesting, the points that you're pointing out. Let's talk. We've heard time and time again, INEC only works with what a party presents as long as it aligns with its constitution. Now, so if Labour Party's internal issues are now affecting the party, don't you think it's now time to sit down, put your house in order, clean up all those issues that may be causing the problem? Talk about the leadership of the party. At what time are you willing to let go of the chairman and elect a new chairman?
My sister, I don't understand that. A party is not run by one person. I want you to understand that. And if you look at what is happening in Labour Party, you see that 6 persons, about 4 of them say that they are part of INEC. The governor of Abure State, the deputy governor of Abure State. Don't forget that the deputy governor of Abure State was the chairman, returning officer, in the convention conducted by the party that produced Abure and the current NWC. Remember that. Then TUC and NLC. Then composition of NEC is made up of all the state chairmen and secretary across the 36 states of Nigeria plus FCT, making it 72 members of NEC. Even in terms of voting, do you think 6 will supersede 72? It's not possible. In all the things, INEC knows, even INEC has sworn an affidavit in court, telling the court that they don't know Nena de Osman. So why is INEC still talking about crisis in the party? It's not their problem. If you visit my house, if I want to present you breakfast, is it a problem that I've not greeted my wife? And that me and my wife, we are not in talking terms. Your own is for you to enjoy the breakfast and possibly present the case you came to my house for. Simple. So it's not your problem that I've not exchanged pleasantry with my wife. So INEC is doing hanky-panky with Labour Party affairs. And I don't know, maybe because of the wonders the party performed in 2023, maybe INEC under Mahmoud, because Mahmoud, I'm sure, received the shock of his life with the performance of INEC, or performance of Labour Party in the 2023 general election. Maybe because of that, he's now afraid to let the party field candidates in elections.
Why should INEC
But
be afraid?
he must field our candidate. He's a referee.
I'd like you to clarify what you just said. You said INEC is afraid because of the performance of the Labour Party in the 2023.
Yes.
What connection does the chairman have with the outcome of the elections?
The chairman that have refused to obey the rule of law. The chairman that is now partisan, trying to be the one to decide that there is crisis in the Labour Party. The chairman that under his watch, a convention notice was given to him. The law says 21 days, but Labour Party gave over 100 days notice to the chairman. The chairman that always likes interacting with candidates of political parties instead of interacting with political parties. Where on earth do you hear that a national chairman of INEC should be listening to candidates that won an election under the political party? Where? No. Where the party have internal mechanism of resolution. If any candidate or governor or senator that has issue with what is happening in the party, they should come to the party, make their case known, and in case they are not responded to, they have the right to even go to court, not to go to INEC. INEC does not have the right to meddle into the internal affairs of political parties.
Mr. Hanoto, I think what is there is that there is a faction in Labour Party. There is a Nene de Usman's faction.
Which INEC that they don't recognize?
Just let me put out my question. That faction exists, and the faction is contesting, standing on the ground of the Supreme Court judgment. You also stand on the ground of the Supreme Court judgment. So the question is, when are you going to sit back the NWC of your party so that your party don't suffer the collateral damage like other states had when they insist, they despise the fraction in their party, submitted the list only for the court to throw away the entire elected officials? Are you ready for that shocker?
Like I've said, if we, I don't have to call Barrister Julius Abure, if we on this side have committed contempt by not obeying Supreme Court judgment, the legal thing to do by anybody, by any lawyer, is it not to go to court for execution? Contempt is highly punishable by law. When the highest court of the land says that you are no more and you are still perpetuating yourself, who are you? We also know the law. Senior lawyers have also interpreted this matter and said that this is an internal party affair. And the Supreme Court, in their wisdom, said, go back to your house and resolve. And we have gone back to our house. All the state chairmen in the country came into the house. All the NWC members came into the house. The only person that refused to come into the house was the governor of Abure State. So, are we going to, because the governor of Abure State refused to come into the house, humble himself? The last NEC we had, you saw the vice presidential candidate attended. Labour Party is open. It's open entry, open exit. Nobody will force you to come and nobody will force you to exit. If the governor comes to Labour Party, it's his party. If he comes today, the party will welcome him. It's not the party that will go to a governor. And if we allow that to happen, that is a problem for Nigerian democracy. Parties should not be at the beck and call of elected officials. Rather, elected officials should be at the beck and call of political parties so that party ideology, party vision, party objective will be implemented. The moment you hand over the party to an elected official, the first thing he will do is like what the governor of Abure State did in this matter that you are referring to as faction, making the national secretary of that their committee his brother from the same ward. That is control. He wants to have the party under his beck and call. And we must not encourage that in democracy. We must never encourage that. I don't care what happens. I will move on with my life, but we must not encourage that. We must not allow people, a child you give birth to, will now decide what to do in your house. It's unacceptable. Even culturally, in Africa, in Nigeria, when a political party gives birth to a governor, that governor should be responsive to whatever the party wants him to do.
All right, Mr.
Not
Hanasu,
otherwise.
many saw the presence of Yusuf Baba Ahmed at the last NEC meeting as a positive sign, perhaps a turning point for the party. Do you think this indicates that the warring factions are finally talking, or is just a symbolic appearance?
It's not a symbolic appearance. That is an intellectual. And there's no way that you have been under something for 1 year, 2 years, that you won't be able to sense some level of truth in it. For example, what money do we have, Labour Party, ordinary moderate people like us, to fight the executive governor? But for 1 year, with the state resources, with all the connection as a former MD of bank, with all his connection in Nigeria, they've not been able to achieve removing this NWC. They went and did a NEC and called it Expanded Stakeholder, where they brought National Transition Committee. It failed the law. They went and did another one and called it National Caretaker Committee. It failed the test of law. They just did another one recently and called it Interim National Working Committee, where in Constitution it will also fail the law, because there is no constitutional explanation that will give credit or credence or authenticity to the emergence of Nenadi Usman. And that is where we are waiting the Honorable INEC Chairman.
Okay. So would the
coming of Dati Baba Ahmed is a voluntary decision he made by himself, because he has a conscience that I can't come into a house within 2 years and I want to destroy the house. Even a house that have people that have built it for the past 23 years, How people that have been in it for the past 15 years? How people that have been in it for the past 10 years, like me? That's Babame felt that I don't need to destroy these people because of my personal interest. And he has come back. He said it's difficult to walk away from Labour Party. That, if you listen to him, that was what he said that day. That it's difficult for him to walk away from Labour Party, and that he has decided to come back, suffer with the party, build the party, consolidate with the party. And that is what I expect some of these our big men to do.
So since the Labour Party feels sorely about this, are we going to see the Labour Party going back to court, taking INEC to court and challenging its recent decision?
Well, even though that we know that a lot of things have been bastardized in Nigeria, but we still believe that judiciary is the last hope of common men. And we are common people in Labour Party. We will challenge whatever INEC is doing, because INEC is not above the law, and they must be able to respond to legal result and resolution.
What if at the end of the day the court ruling is in support of what INEC has done? Will you be ready to swallow the fact that you won't be in the August 2025 by-election and also affecting your governorship candidate?
There is no way that the court will be against us. You know why? Okay, look at what INEC is doing. It's even an individual. INEC have appointed an individual as their spokesperson. INEC published their list. It was not an individual, former national treasurer of the party, that was now giving explanation of why INEC did what they did. So she's INEC spokesperson to now know the reason why INEC, you know, INEC have asserted authority, that they have obeyed Supreme Court judgment and that they have rejected Abure's candidates. How? Whoever, did any other person nominate candidates? Did any other person write INEC, give them notice for primary election? No. So what they are doing, we will be watching from now. We are not sleeping. We will see where it will lead INEC and Labour Party. But I can assure you that the court is the last hope of common man. We will challenge it in court if need be. But I believe that they will correct the anomaly they have committed.
Well, the party issued a strong warning to Peter Obi over his alignment with the ADC-led coalition and gave him an ultimatum to resign. That deadline came and went, and yet nothing happened. Is this not a case of double standard, or is the Labour Party quietly considering joining the same coalition despite its earlier threats?
Labour Party have said it as an issue, that they are not part and parcel of this coalition. And even if the party decide to join the coalition, me personally will not join the coalition.
Why?
Why? Because the preachers, the mobilizers, the gladiators in that coalition are the people that kept Nigeria where it is today. All of them, mention any of them, and I will give you their history of how they are part of the cartel that destroyed our Commonwealth. Many of them were in power in this country. They were not able to put laws that would have affected Nigerian citizens. They didn't do it. Many of them held very powerful positions in government. Many of them were even attorney generals in this country, where court judgments were stampeded and nobody obeyed it. How come it is now that they feel they want to coalesce? And they are coalescing without a political party. They coalesced as individuals and now hijack a political party. Okay. That is not coalition.
Okay.
That is interested party. They are interested in taking over government. Labour Party have said that they are not joining it. And like you said, we are not playing double standard. Every political party is a family. You can come out and shout on your child. Don't come into this house today when the child commits an offense. Okay. And you go back and ignore him, walk into the house. There's nothing. Labour Party gave that warning, but we are managing the situation because there are some things that is better kept unsaid than saying it in the public.
In 2023, you ceded the presidential ticket to Peter Obi. And is it possible ahead of 2027 if Peter Obi is not the candidate, because political parties is about winning an election, and you want to win an election and another big name comes out, would you cede the presidency to that because you also want to win the 2027 election?
The truth is that there are a lot of mistakes that the party made in 2023. Yes, some of us are career opposition leaders in Nigeria, And we have believed that Labour Party has what it takes to change Nigeria. And we've been preaching like John the Baptist in the wilderness. But when we saw the wave in 2023, we were so much in a haste to accept all the people that came into the party. Many of them left their political party 2 days, and they came to Labour Party and we gave them ticket. Many of them don't have an orientation on what the constitution of Labour Party is. Many of them don't know anything about the ideology and philosophy of Labour Party. We gave them ticket and they flew under that wave and won the election. They have not been able to implement many of them have not been able to implement 1% of Labour Party philosophies, ideologies in National Assembly or wherever they are. That is the problem. So in 2027, we are going to watch very well. It's not about the big and mighty. It's not about the heavyweight. It's about maintaining what we have always stood for. Someone with capacity, someone that has the competence, and someone that has a clean background. That is what we'll be looking at for. And we are going to make sure we start the process earlier. And that is why we believe that people should come into the party now, not 1 month to primary. They will begin to come. Now is the time to join Labour Party. Come and face the crisis with us. Come and drink the hot tea with us. And eventually, if you want to become anything, in 2027, the party will be able to support you. But if you don't come and we train you, we are about establishing a leadership institute in the party. That process, the policy is almost done. We are establishing a leadership institute that will train anybody that wants to run an election under Labour Party. At least 2 months training for anybody that wants to run an election in Labour Party. That is the approach we are adopting.
Well, quite interesting. We'll definitely keep an eye on what happens within the Labour Party ahead of the elections. We want to say thank you for joining us this morning on our program. It's a delight speaking with you.
Thank you so much.